Hey guys, welcome back. And I was talking to my friend about 2 weeks ago, and he mentioned to me that he really wants to buy a Rolex watch. You know, he's sort of now got into the recruitment game, and you know, he can see everybody wearing Rolex watches, or you know, high luxury watches like likes of Omega and Rolex, and you know, all the big names as such. Yeah, and you know, he said to me, you know, how do you afford to buy all of these Rolex? And I said, look, buddy, you know, the key to it is to buy a nice, good, used Rolex. Okay. Now the problem is, you know, if you've got all the money in the world and you've got money to burn, you know, you can walk into a Rolex store, or, you know, an authorized dealer like Fraser Hart, and just splash, you know, 18 grand on a 18 karat gold watch, you know. Now, the thing is, you know, for the normal man that works really hard, even if you've got a bit of spare money, it's very painful to go and buy a watch from a Rolex store, an authorized Rolex dealer, and walk out and lose about 25 to 30% of the value of that watch. Okay. Now, the key to it is, guys, is buying used. I can't stress this more. It's all very well, you know, don't get me wrong, I have bought new watches, but if it's a watch where you're spending, you know, over £2,500, you would be hoping that you'd be able to get your money back at some point, yeah, if you were to sell it on. Now, this Rolex that I've got here is a Rolex Datejust. It's a 16014. It's got the white gold bezel and it's on a grey dial. I don't know if you can see that, depending on the light, because I've got a lamp shining over it. It does look a lot lighter, but I can reassure you this is a dark grey dial as such, which is probably one of my sort of favourite colours. I think it really does go well with the white gold bezel and the Jubilee bracelet. Now, what caught my eye when I was browsing, when I was searching for a watch like this, was the condition of the watch. Now, I did see quite a few examples where, you know, you looked at the dial, there would be some damage in there from the years of it being serviced, and maybe the mechanics of the watch weren't running as smoothly as possible. But this watch ticked off all the boxes. It had recently been serviced by Rolex. It had all its paperwork stating that it was sold in 1981. It came with its box and all the necessary paperwork, which meant if I was to sell it on, it would be quite easy, you know, which was good. Now, I bought it from a second-hand watch specialist. Okay, now he had the watch up for sale for over £3,500, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. And then he realized he had the price tag on the wrong Rolex. I ended up buying the other Rolex Datejust two-tone, and I'll do another review on that watch soon. But I managed to get this watch just under £2,600, which for me is an absolute bargain. I love the watch because it's got the white gold bezel. It's in mint condition. It's got all its paperwork. It's just been recently serviced by Rolex themselves. So, you know, it's a great example, guys, that, you know, to buy, look, if I was to insure this watch, and I have got it insured, I've got it insured for £5,350, because if I was to replace this watch via the insurance, you know, the equivalent model of this watch is around about £5,350, and to my knowledge that is actually the steel, stainless steel version only. So if you're looking at the white gold bezel, I don't even know how much it would probably cost. Probably about, I don't know, maybe £6,500, maybe 7,000 for the equivalent of this watch. So the good news is this watch has lost all of its value, you know, from the day it was made and the day it was sold, and eventually it will start to go up in value. And, you know, I don't know how much this watch cost in 1981. It may have only cost, I don't know, £1,000, or maybe even less, maybe £500, £600. Today's market states that it's worth anything from £2,500 to £3,500. You know, so, you know, it's a great example. So if you're looking to get your, you know, get into the world of Rolex, there are opportunities out there, but be careful, okay? If it's too cheap and you see a Rolex for £1,200, £1,500, it will be too good to be true. There must be something wrong with that watch. There must be something not quite right, you know? Make sure you take off, you know, the bracelet, to check the serial number that it matches up, and then take it from there, guys. But that's my Rolex Datejust. I've had this watch for about 8-9 months now. I'm really enjoying it. It's a lovely watch. It's in absolutely mint condition. I hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, I'll basically show you some more of my watches soon. See you.